think it's a game.
$50,000 on your bill, wanna fuck me, gotta screaming like ooh, 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 ooh. Cause I got a check, nigga wanna flip, I ain't got a flip, but I got it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Get that hoe some mix, she gon' wanna sit. Every nigga in the set, now she screaming like ooh, ooh, ooh. How much you made? Made $2 million off of me, tell you had them fucking like ooh. They tried to drop me with a case, but you know I had to skate it. I was singing like, ooh. I swear, nigga. Boy, I know my role and I play it. I do. If you heard that I'm talking, then I said it. I did. Coin, where you at? At the top of the loft, nigga, I stay. What? I'm a bad boy, but I don't wear big clothes like me. In the club, and a nigga did it poppin'. In that hoe, she want a free drink, tell the bitch to get up off it. Hey, I'm the nigga to get it poppin'. Her hair short like Denny Rock. At the clip point, nigga, we flying. When I landed, boy, I walked in. 30,000 in my pocket, had them niggas just like, ooh. $50,000 on your bill, wanna fuck me, gotta screaming like, ooh, 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 ooh. Cause I got a check, nigga wanna flip, I ain't got a flip, but I got it, ooh, 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 ooh. Get that hoe some mix, she gon' wanna sit, every nigga in the set, now she screaming like, ooh, ooh, ooh. How much you made? $100,000 just in 2 days. I don't fuck with niggas cause they two-faced. I only fuck with bitches for that toupee. These adventures, I ain't worried about no nuke. Know this bitch you got a set, and she always got my back. So I love that shit the most. I'm her big dog and she my cat, and she love it front or back. Call her green cause she on green. I wear glasses cause I know these niggas watching. They mad cause they cannot stop me, but stopping it not an option. I can't help it cause I got it. Don't wait time, I got shit, watch it. Talking Rolex, yeah, I bought them. Now I'm at the top, started from the bottom, then I walked in. 30,000 in my pocket, had them niggas just like, ooh. $50,000 on your bill, wanna fuck me, gotta screaming like, ooh, 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 ooh. Cause I got a check, nigga wanna flip, I ain't got a flip, but I got it, ooh, 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 ooh. Get that hoe some mix, she gon' wanna sit, every nigga in the set, now she screaming like, ooh, ooh, ooh. How much you made? $100,000. How much you made? $100,000. How much you made? Made $2 million off of me, tell you had them fucking like, ooh. Hey, get that.
Right. Hello, y'all. Good evening. It's High Priestess Jamila. Hail Satan. How y'all doing? Hail Shiva. How's everybody doing this evening? Hey. All right. So I wanted to come and have a discussion about something real quick. And we're going to have a discussion about religion tonight. And where religion is very harmful. And I'm talking about all religions, not just Christianity, but Catholicism, as well as Muslim. All religions. We're talking about all religions, even Muslims. Okay. Um, Here's where religion, to me, from my observation, is harmful. Not just to the person that practices the religion, but also to the people around them. It's because religion does not protect you from being possessed and overtaken by spirits. Number one, it does not. See, a lot of what we take in as information is the media, movies. So in movies, for example, The Exorcist, it's a movie that is about 90 minutes long. But in reality, when a person is possessed, they can stay possessed for days, weeks, months, or even years. So we're not necessarily shown by what teaches us, which is music and media, what it really is. So, for example, you can be a religious person and stay possessed by a negative spirit for days or weeks. So, that's number one. It does not protect you from that. It doesn't protect them from that. It does not protect them from witchcraft either. It doesn't. Because every single day I see people who are very religious that are being affected by witchcraft. Okay. And I'm a witch. So I'm not speaking negatively about witchcraft, but it's the witchcraft and the manipulations of others. Like, for example, your loved ones, your family members can be affected by witchcraft. And when they're very religious, they are taught to just be ignorant to it. They're not necessarily doing anything about it. Their mood. This is one of the reasons why I don't date religious men at all, or men under any of those religions, Muslim, Catholic, Christian, Baptist. No, thank you. Especially when they're heavily into it. What I've noticed is that they will become afflicted by spirits and energy. And I'm sorry, but that religion is not, it's not. And that's what makes them so unstable, in my opinion. It causes instability. Every single religious man that I have dealt with has just been unstable. Um, Cheating, they're cheaters. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it doesn't actually stop them from doing the things, and the reason why is because they're not ever really in control. They decide to put the control in the hands of that deity. And I gotta keep it real with, from what my observation is that that particular deity, it's all about the deity. It's all about serving the deity, and that's it. It's not about anything else, which it should be. It should be. I mean, who a lot of those gods of those biblical religions, they just want the person to serve them. And when you're talking to a religious person, it's very difficult to get through to them because they are so anti-life. This is the reason why we hear about all these traumatic stories, which honestly the news and the media does not really cover every single case that happens. There's channels on YouTube and in social media, but in the media you're not going to hear about everything. On the news, you're not going to hear about it. But religious people are constantly either harming themselves or harming someone else. And what was that I was watching? I was watching the Coneheads last night. And if y'all remember the what was that, the immigration department was spying on the Coneheads, and the dude came in and he was saying he was Jehovah Witness too. He was saying that he was Jehovah Witness. And they were posing as Jehovah's Witnesses, but it's always the end of the world is coming. It's over. We're all gonna die. And so it just is funny the way that they are, because they spend so much time focused on that they can't really live life. And what's especially crazy is that they don't genuinely live or enjoy life. It's constantly trauma, constant. trauma, drama, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? So a friend of mine sent me a story about a little boy that was viciously, brutally murdered by religious people. And that's just one example. Now we know that people that Satanists and people that supposedly worship Satan do things like that, but I think that that's a person's personal choice. But for the most part, I would say that 80 to 90% of the pain that is being caused on this planet to us human beings is religion. It's because of religion. And what's insulting to the intelligence of a lot of us is that we're supposed to be ignorant. This is what I feel about religion. Religion to me just creates puppets. That's it. It just creates puppets. And this is the reason why a lot of us witches got an attitude problem. And a lot of the times the puppets, yeah, they want to live, they want to breathe, they want to walk around, but they just don't really know what's going on around them or what's happening half the time, because they're constantly afflicted by spirits, but they're being told to not believe in them, but then to believe in them. So they're being told to believe in bad spirits, but then they're being told not to believe in them. They're being told to not consort with the spirit. And it's kind of like, well, you have to consort with the spirit. Like, which one is it? Which one is it? And I think mainly one of the biggest reasons why religion is even still a thing is because of men. And a lot of men don't want to admit that they're wrong. They don't want to admit that. A lot of men don't want to admit that. They think that religion gives them masculinity. They think that it gives them power. But I mean, that's why so many puppets in this world. You're just a puppet. And the puppet master is a very, very, very old spirit of a man. I was talking to somebody that told me that King James hated women, and he's the one that erected and wrote the Bible or something. King James, he don't like women, which is ridiculous. If I were a man, if I were born with a phallus, I would never practice religion because most of those religions have some kind of silliness when it comes to women, and I think it's ridiculous. I really do. I think a lot of you men need to wake up to that. And just because there's women implanted in your life to keep you believing in that doesn't mean that you should keep believe. I mean, you can believe in it, but just transcend from it. And so we all know that people think that the Bible is stronger because of certain curses in the Bible. The problem is, and this is the reason why I want the Bible outlawed, is because a lot, and that would be very difficult to do. But and I think that the churches, all of them, need to be defunded. We don't need to defund the police. We need to defund every church. All churches need to be shut down, including the Vatican. The problem is when it comes to the Bible is that those spirits are very volatile. So when people pray against their enemies and they conjure up those spirits, which is typically what they're doing, Those spirits look at everybody as a free for all. So they don't necessarily just go after the target, they go after everybody around that target is the problem. They're just all over the place. Whereas if you were to go to a goetic spirit, the goetic spirit is going to be more focused on the task at hand. They're not going to go, too far. Like if you called let's say you called a Bifrons for protection, or you called a Asterisk for protection. Asterisk is going to know, or Bifrons is going to know, whoever it is that you call for protection, that they're going to have to not only deal with that enemy that is bringing that negativity and pain to you, but then somebody else that's connected to it. They're not going to be all over the place, just like wild and willy. They're very intelligent. Whereas when you look at the Bible, you're just dealing with spirits that are kind of all over the place. And so that's the issue. There would be no need for the goetic demons or spirits or angels if people would be fair, but most people are not. Most people are controlling, which is why I would, if you have anybody trying to control your narrative or manipulate your life, the first demon you need to become familiar with is Belial. Because Belial is going to free you from those chains of that person that is trying to oppress you. Why somebody in 2024 would be trying to oppress somebody is probably because they're an old soul that existed back during biblical days, and apparently they may have been a man that couldn't get attention from a woman unless he forced her, which the Bible was used a lot to force themselves on the women. So this is the reason why witches like myself, and as a daughter of Lilith, we frown upon that. And because you have to look at nature. You have to look at nature. You don't have to force yourself on a woman to get her to be with you. And if she doesn't want to be with you, and she's telling you she doesn't want to be with you, move on. You don't just continuously harass. And then see, when a woman call, anytime my clients have an issue with an ex or something that's being problematic, I always call to Belial and his legion, because it is Satan that controls this planet, period, because it is nature. He controls other planets through his other forms: Zeus, which is Jupiter, and then Saturn. And I think that he's even got. I believe that Mercurius is another form of Satan also. So, and it's extremely depressing. It is. The one thing that I notice about people that are religious, they're always sad and depressed. Why? You're having a past life regression. It's 2024 because there's time that is went past, and that religion was created thousands of years ago. Why dig up those spirits for them to possess you? When you read that's why I don't read the Bible at all. I don't work with the Bible at all. At all. When you conjure, let's say something like Psalms, that spirit, that's a spirit that's gonna possess you. It doesn't care about what you want. You'll pray for something and get the opposite. So they're very depressed. A lot of this stuff that we dealing with could be avoided. Okay, believe in your religion if you want, but you need to acknowledge the presence and the existence of spirits. Spirits is different and separate from demons. We're talking about ghosts and spirits. Spirits possess people, actual spirits. So, throughout the thousands of years, the reason why there's so many spirits of the Bible is because of ghosts and spirits. They exist. So, when you, for example, as a witch, I do several things to keep spirits away from my dwelling and everything because you don't want anything just coming in and out whenever it wants. But religion is telling you don't do what it takes to keep the bad spirits out. But then once you the spirit has already possessed you, then pray to Jesus or pray to Allah or something, or pray to, it doesn't make any sense. So for me, I'm finding out that all religions are pretty much subpar as far as the person and their existence, their being. It's not good because a lot of them are possessed and they're doing things that make utterly no sense whatsoever. You know what I mean? So, and it just, I don't know. I know that I'm never going to change. I don't like being possessed by spirit. I don't like feeling moody. I don't like feeling bad. I don't like feeling bad. I don't like I like to be in control of myself. That's why I ain't never been into drugs, maybe some marijuana. I like being in control of myself. I like having control over how I feel, how my body feels, how my spirit feels, what I think. I like having clarity of thought and spirit and body. I like having clarity of that. I don't want to, like, for example, the one thing about religious people is that it even says in their Bible, don't judge, but the first thing that they do is they judge. When you're too judgmental, that creates that mental illness. With me, I'm a Satanist and I don't place judgment over nobody unless they're trying to hurt me. Otherwise, if it's certain things about a person that I notice, I'm very loving and accepting. You know what I'm saying? But with religious people, they're picking everything apart, judging everything, judging the next person for that thing very quickly instead of being understanding. The religion, hey, pretty girl Jean, a religion, it's supposed to teach you some kind of compassion or humility, but this is not what's happening. Why is it that now it's the complete opposite? There are people that are finding healing, acceptance, and love from the left hand path, and it's really always been that way. Yeah, they like it just they judge so quickly, and it's really really sad. This is the reason why I'm very careful about not involving myself with very religious people, especially very religious men, because I see them, they just go through it. They just go through it. I'm like, oh my God. And I'll even look at my cards at them, and they'll just have a whole bunch of spirits on them. Every time I read a religious man, I see a bunch of spirits on them. Every single time. Where are these spirits coming from? And why are they on you? And they'll look at me like, well, you're a woman and you don't know. Yeah, I do know what I'm talking about. You got spirits on you. You need to be cleansed the proper way. And see, my people, my ancestors were shamans and healers and peacemakers, and they bought on the rains and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of them just going through hell every single day. Why are they on you? God? No, I just, and I don't live in that reality. I live in the utopia that my God created for me. No matter if I'm staying in a house, an extended stay, a Airbnb, or when I buy my house, it's still gonna be utopia, which is my God, what my God created for me. I don't live in that reality, and they got a lot of people trapped in that reality because it starts with your mind, and they paranoid. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So, you know, um, you got to be careful out there because it's terrible. It's terrible. And Satan, his minions ain't out there doing nothing to harm nobody except for maybe the people that are that the confused, chaotic religious people that are trying to murder people in the name of that God. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what I wanted to say to you guys. I will see y'all later. Have a good one. Hail to Satan, hail Shiva. Um, and I'll catch y'all later. Blessings. Bye bye.